Hello and welcome back to Tectonica. My plans are rather fluid for this episode. I'm just going to record something really quick. Um, Maybe it's really quick, maybe it's 3 hours, I don't know. Uh, I have redone my little seed multiplier. What I noticed was that if we had any significant number of purple or red seeds on belts, basically it took forever before we started getting real seeds out. So I went ahead and balanced it. So we have these guys making the purple seeds at 2 per minute, these guys consuming it at 1 per minute and turning out the red seeds, and these guys threshing it and feeding it all back. And we actually feed it back into the boxes and we draw from the boxes. So we just need to remember, well, if we empty the box, there's probably going to be more coming. So it's probably okay, but it might be a good idea to always leave some in the box. I am going to limit the storage on this to 1 row each. So if we ever get either one of these up to a, oh, wait a minute. If we ever get either one of these up to a row, that would stop the threshing, which would stop both of them. So what we really want to do is, if one of them is empty and the other one is full, we want to turn off using the one that's empty. So we'll have to do some manual intervention. So we'll leave those full. The chances that we will actually fill a Mark II container with seeds is, well, nearly zero. And the idea of being able to have one full and the other empty means we would have to be making that many farms. That's not going to happen. So we need more Mark III smelters. But to get Mark III smelters, we need sensor blocks and a whole bunch of other things. And I started looking into what I wanted to build and how I wanted to upgrade Sierra Next. And I realized that as I was watching it, I saw my sand over here. I have sequestered half of the sand over into a box so I can get some to do something with. But what I realized was that Sierra is turning out 50 sand a minute right now because it's totally empty and we're just, doing the maintenance on it. So I thought I would record and go and put in some stuff on level 13. We're going to start draining 13. Now, I think I remembered seeing a good place over here. There was a hole that went back in, and then there was something vertical. Yeah. And I haven't actually scanned down the drill that was in there. So somewhere in the middle of this is going to be a good place. On the previous one, I was lucky because my hole got constrained in the middle and then widened out. This looks like it's just one big hole all the way down. So we're just going to put it in the middle. Let's see. Oh, it's not on any buttons. Let's go to let's leave this number 1 locked. And there's number 3. I'm going to put that on F1 rebar. I'm going to try to rock it out here into the middle somewhere. F9 should be our 5x5 platforms, which fit this guy like this. And we can go upwards from here. When we look at this, we notice that this rate, previous level was refilling at 1,000 per minute. This one's refilling at 1250. Other thing I notice, if I give it some fuel, we're using the same amount of fuel, but we're only digging at 500. So we need 3 of these to make, to get started at all. So what I want to do is I want to do 6. So let's start by putting our magical digger here to get us some space. And that should have overlapped in the middle. We should have a nice flat spot of the ceiling. Some of the ceiling's going to be higher. That's okay. We're going to put the next one in. This comes up red. And you rotate it with the R key and it just comes back into place. No problem. But one particular orientation of the pump doesn't stack with stuff. But any other orientation will stack just fine. I'm going to put another floor in here. This will allow me to use my digger in a predictable way. That'll give us enough space above us. We can put in another couple. Like I said, I want to put in 6. So it's 3. So sometimes the altitude on the jetpack is a little wonky if you don't have good headspace. So I am going to go out and also trim out these edges. That will give us a little extra working room. We need to do that down below as well. And we can just walk around with this. Now I've been carving the floors down 1 level, so they're not level with my constructed floors. I think that looks a little better. This is actually at the right level. There we go. For letting me put the 5th one up yet. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to face upwards. I'm going to poke at the ceiling from here. You can actually go up quite a ways doing that. Go. 4, 5, 6. That's how many I wanted to do. Dust this floor. There. Now the question is, which direction do we want our, see the mine shaft's going down. We want to head that way. Just gonna dig straight across to the west. We're gonna come in behind the elevator. Let's dig 5x5 first. Right here from the pole on this line right here. And we are hovering, so we'll maintain our altitude. And just gonna keep going in a straight line. Straight across this empty area. Hopefully we are above the sand level. Should be somewhere near the entry level of the elevator. We may have to go up or down a little bit. And we are past the elevator. So with this guy, let's move to a 12x12. Just gonna route this whole thing out 12x12 as far as I went before. What I want is a nice large junction area here to handle the belt turns and rejiggering that I will be doing, if any. It might be really simple, but I'm not going to assume that. Actually, let's run the 12x12 all the way back now. You'll notice that down there on the toolbar number 2, entry number 8, because we've got almost 6,000 of those 3x3s. I let that machine run, and I fed it a whole pile of limestone and everything else. So we should be good on 3x3 floors. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do 3x3s back. I'm going to do 2 rows of 3x3, so it'll be a 6 wide walkway. Just like that. Okay, now to this, I need to basically carve from here toward the elevator. Okay, there's the level of the elevator. I would just keep carving forward from here. Get that whole side exposed. Don't stop me now, I'm on a roll. Actually, let's make this so that it is at least this tall. I'm gonna go over We don't need to go over all the way, but I want to have headroom here. Why not? On the other side, we're going to carve at this level out to our cross passage, and then we'll carve back at the lower level, get the whole thing kind of tidied up. Again, this is the kind of thing normally I would do off recording, but it's good to see it once in a while. So at this level right here. That little black hole thingy right there in the middle of the screen certainly covers up a lot of stuff. Glad I turned off the screen shake, though. Found that very disorienting, especially on the large monitor. F. Here. Same thing. Need to leave a lump in the ceiling. This is going to run into the protected zone. There we go. I need a bigger floor here. I'm going to go with 3 on each side. Yeah, I can go 2 on each side. I'd like to go 3. We need 1 more over here. I carve down this line. It'll give us space for 1 more, and I want to carve a little bit further so we don't run out of stuff. Not stuff, but you know what I mean. I don't want to run my flooring all the way right into the rock wall. Now, I know I could have hooked everything up and had it running while I was doing this. Probably should have. There we go. And that gets us our 3 by 3 tiles border around this guy. You notice this doesn't match up. We need to create 2 more this way. Easy way to do that is to put 5s on the other end. This is literally just to make the squares line up. just aesthetic. I want that clip on the edge there. There. Now we take these two back. These should line up on the same grid as the elevator. I am going to bring that. We have a bit of an overlap. I put in some pillars there. It will give it electrical connection, but I could also put in stairs. I could, except it's off by one from where the stairs would go. We're going to use pillars. Put one at each end, make it look good. Okay, so we're going to bring diesel fuel this way, and we are going to bring Sesamite back. It's going to be 600 per minute Sesamite, so that'll fit on one belt easily. And it's easiest if I actually deliver it here, all 6 coming out, say, on this side, and merging together somehow. Get ourselves a little bit of extra space here. So to get that, I need to get power up, which is on F6. And we need to use 7s. Set these across because we're going to be using the stack inserters. From the top down, it's easier to control, well, easier for me to control coming down than to control going up. So there's the 6 coming down. So if I start bringing these in like this, there. Now 6 of them, we can put these guys here. Like that. And these guys can now that, and we are all set. Send it down this way. Now for delivery, where are we sending this? Are we sending it to 9? Yeah, Foundry. There we go. I'm going to use 3 inserters on this one. That's going to come out to here and make the turn. These guys are going to come back to here, where I'm going to have a hub doing a three-way split. There's my sand delivery. Diesel, I'm going to bring it over this side. And we do need filter inserters on this because we might send other things to this level, either on purpose or accidentally. And I'm going to use 3 of them again. Even though we don't actually need that many, I'm going to bring it out to here. Down to here. Out that way. You are carrying sesamite sand. No, you're not. What am I doing? You are carrying diesel. We're now unrefined. And we are needing 30 roughly per pump. We should have no problems with that. And we are going to need power again. From the top. Now, I wouldn't need power if I was using a fuel where these use less than 20 per minute of it, but because it's more than that, I either need power or need to use 2 inserters. If I just use 2 inserters without power, then I still need to put that in to have the inserters somewhere I could put them. We are just going to use, I think I'm just going to use regular old fast inserters on this one. Those on F10 for now. And again, we can pick it up from the middle of the lifter. So all that's remaining is for us to route the fuel here, and we're done. So floor 13 instead of floor 12. We still need some on floor 12. Hold on. Not where we made diesel. Foo. I'm not used to making my diesel on Victor. We have those 2 going to 12. What we really want is to also have those 2 going to 13. How am I going to do that? There we go. I know that 12 only needs 30 per minute. Let's actually just shift one of these to 13 as well. So quarter of them to 12, and the other 3/4 go to 13, and we're good. As long as nobody is buffering on the other end, enormous amounts of resources, we should be okay. Let's peek at 12 first, make sure nobody's stacking up big boxes. Even so, we have so much diesel fuel coming in, it probably doesn't matter. So, no boxes on this end. Still getting our 50 sand a minute out of this level, which keeps it drained. And on the end, there's no boxes there. Let's head up to 13 and let's watch it start to drain. Okay, so our outputs are merging very nicely. Fuel's coming in, and our total rate is 500 per pump, so 3,000 total. Refill rate's 1250, so this is still draining fairly nicely. This level will provide us with 150 sand per minute once it is completely drained, which is 3 times what we're getting out of Sierra. But until then, we're going to get 600 per minute. Now, the neat thing about this is you can literally sit here and you can watch the sand level go down. And there's a whole bunch of interesting things we're going to scan on this level once it's going. I'm going to cut the recording here, and we will come back when there is something interesting to look at. Notice we are 245 green science, and we have unlocked everything. We need to automate sensor blocks and smelters. Well, we need to make sensor blocks and smelters, which is going to involve automating some things I'm not ready to do quite yet. We'll get there. So I will see you in the next recording.